In this video, I'm going to break down the secrets pro players use to play lockdown man coverage in Madden 23. Yo, YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about man coverage and how to make your man coverage 1,000 times better and more effective. So we all know man coverage has been really good, really, over the course of the Madden 23 season. But we've all played those players or seen, pros play, and their man coverage is way better, way stickier, just sticks to the receivers way better than most players' man coverage. And oftentimes, I know you guys have wondered, how are they doing this? Well, there's certain secrets to playing man coverage that 99% of the players out there just don't know. You're most likely playing man coverage the wrong way. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys 3 of my favorite ways to play man coverage and favorite secrets to make your man coverage way better. Now, the best part about all these tips that I'm going to show you guys in this video is they will work no matter what defensive playbook you use or what formation you want to run on defense. So they're global concepts and tips. Now, I will tell you guys, I am in the 4-6 playbook on defense here, and I am going to show you guys how to run these tips from dollar. But just so you guys know, you could use any playbook or formation. I'm just going to use dollar because that's what I've been using, and that's what I feel like most of you guys that watch these videos are probably using right now. So we're going to just come out in the play spinner, and we're going to get straight into it. Now, guys, if you like this content, if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, and whether you're new or not, smash that like button, comment on the video, and if we can get to 300 likes on this video, I'll post another one of my secret techniques to play better coverage and better defense in Madden 23. So, the first thing I want to touch on in Madden 23 man coverage is shading. Shading most years is kind of like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in Madden 23, it's vital and it's very effective. The thing is you're most likely using shading the wrong way. So there's several things I want to touch on with shading. So when we're talking about shading Madden 23, obviously you guys should know if you hit coverage audible triangle or Y, you can then shade inside, outside, over the top, or underneath. Now this is common knowledge, but the thing about this is most players are using this wrong. How are we using this wrong? I'm about to show you guys. So when we're talking about routes that can beat man coverage in Madden 23, you're going to deal with either routes that are going to do one of two things. Quickly break in, like a slant or a post, or quickly break out like a corner route or a C route. So like the average player sees a play, like gun tight bench, for instance. Very common man beater has corners or out routes, right? And the thing about this is like you could shade your man coverage globally, bring up your coverage audibles, triangle or Y, shade coverage outside, which is to the right on the right analog stick. And when you do this, you're definitely going to play a lot better defense on both the corners or the outs. You guys can see like we got outside leverage here on all the out routes and corner routes, and we can easily get a pick. The problem becomes when you use this type of shading, most good offensive players are not going to just run a play with, routes that break to the outside. They're going to throw in some slants, some posts, so if you do use outside shading, you're absolutely going to get cooked. So if I use the same defense I just did with shaded outside technique, and then say I just throw a slant hot route on the field, well, now I'm wide open. Now I know, I got his as soon as I was throwing the ball, but, pretty obvious, like you can just throw a slant route against an outside shade man coverage, and they're going to have no chance to stop it. So the first tip I got for you guys that I promise you don't utilize is to use both global and individual shading on defense to solve this problem. So what do I mean and how do I do this? Okay, let's say that the offense is coming out in a formation like tight or bunch, and they have routes that are attacking you over the middle and to the sidelines. Like a play like Y out HV swing is actually going to be a perfect demonstration because it has outs, corners, and then posts and drags. So if I'm going up against somebody who might just do something like this, they got some out-breaking routes, but then also like either a post or a slant, this is what you'd want to do. So you're still going to want to individually, globally shade your coverage outside, which again is coverage audible and right on the analog stick, but you're also going to want to use your individual shading, which most players don't even know exists or how to do. So you guys can individually shade your coverage. And the way to do this is once you globally shade your coverage to the outside, you're going to bring up your individual coverage adjustments. And to do this, you're going to hit coverage auto book and triangle or Y. You'll see, once you do that, you have an individual menu. The bottom left of the screen, you hit X. For me, I'm on PlayStation. That's going to bring up your individual coverage adjustments. So the first tip with your individual coverage adjustments will be how to utilize this, and that's going to be shading left or right. So if I know that, they keep running a post or a slant to say Keyshawn Johnson, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit his icon. His icon right here is circle, and you guys can see now I can shade left or right. So in this case, if he's running a post, slant, whatever over the middle, I'm going to shade left. Looking to become a better Madden player and win more games? Check out sportsgamers.com. I built sportsgamers.com from the ground up to give you the best Madden tips, best Madden ebooks, all at the best price, bar none. We have a VIP membership that gives you access to the entire site, every ebook and every tip we release all year long for only $24.99. Click the link in the description. I've also pinned it in the comments, and use coupon code DUKE for 10% off your order. So in this case now, Deion Sanders, who's over Keyshawn Johnson, will actually play inside leverage on that post or slant, and the rest of my defenders will play with outside leverage. So I'm able to get both inside and outside leverage on the correct routes by using global and then individual shading, right? Now, at this point, I want you guys to watch how this play develops. I'm going to actually just block we'll send the running back out on route, but we'll drop some coverage out there just so we're able to get this pass off and we're not going to get blitzed. I want you guys to see how this will actually work with some time. So I want you guys to watch how Keyshawn Johnson is played by Deion Sanders, but also watch how those out-breaking routes are played as well. So take a look here. You guys can see, there's really nothing open here. You're able to get great coverage across the board. Now, I know you guys might have said, well, that post had a step. It did have a step. But the thing is, on this year's game, a step doesn't matter because as long as you're in the receiver's pocket, have within a step or two, as you guys know, with all the abilities everybody runs, the deep route knockouts especially, you're going to be able to break this up. Even if I got an acrobat pick animation here, but even if not, we're close enough that he's going to be able to break this up at worst, if not pick it. He actually was able to get a pick right there. But I want you guys to look at the coverage across the board. Deion, you see he's playing to the inside of Keyshawn right away. He's playing to the inside. He kind of got rubbed a little bit by Gronk's out route, but still he was able to recover and make the pick. But what is even more is look at the other routes on the field here. Gronk, he is blanketed. He is not open at all. That's one of the best routes in the game, actually. That out's blanketed. The wheel route is blanketed. The quick out over here is blanketed. Again, the corner route is blanketed. So, honestly, any of these routes on your field here, you would able to be, get picks. And I also want to note, I don't even have man ability set up here. I do have some deep route knockouts, but I don't have one-step heads. I don't have inside shades on my field. If you really want to take this to the next level, you can use inside shades, one-step heads, and all that to play even better coverage, but it is not even necessary. So we're going to test this out by running this simple play right here where we got crossers, we got posts, we got all sorts of routes over the middle of the field. Now I'm going to press my coverage and shade my coverage inside, and you're going to note that you're basically going to have guys wide open over the middle of the field if our press coverage animations are not dominant. If I don't get dominant wins, even though I shaded it the correct way, as you guys can see, Deion Sanders got absolutely cooked. And he has the universal coverage X Factor activated right now, but he got cooked simply because Calvin Johnson beat him at the line of scrimmage. And this is why you do not want to press your coverage and then shade, because even though I guessed right, didn't matter. I got beat so bad at the line that I got cooked for a touchdown even with an X Factor active. Now guys, when I keep my coverage backed up like this, basically off-man coverage, and I do not press, you're going to see that the coverage is way better. So I got my route set up. I'm going to do the post with the slant, and you're going to notice that if I shade my coverage inside against the same look with no press, that they're going to defend it a lot better, a lot better. I'm actually going to just drop this guy back in his zone so I have enough time to try to get this off. But you guys are going to see here, that's a lot better coverage. If I have a knockout ability on Deion Sanders right there, he's going to break that up. I just don't have man coverage abilities. But you guys can see that, this guy did not get fried. He had inside technique, so he stuck with the route well enough that, with the proper man abilities, that's going to be there's really no separation here. So, I just basically took advantage of having no knockouts, so I was able to catch that. but that's not really that open. At the same time here, you guys see, again, Gronk, he's really not that open, and no one's really that open here because, again, no one's getting killed off the line, off the press, so the shading is able to work, and then you can let your knockouts and your other abilities, actually work for you. So, again, off man coverage. Now, the final tip I want to show you guys is a trick you guys can use with your shading and off man coverage, which is very, very, very sneaky and has gotten me so many picks this year. This might be the most effective tip, honestly, I'm going to show you guys in the whole video because it's going to force a lot of turnovers. So, one thing I really like to do this year is basically press my coverage, but then individually back up my outside DBs. Because when I do this, say I'm going to play like spinner, my slot corners are blitzing and my safeties are already, backed up anyways. So I can press, but then individually back up my outside corners to get them kind of at the safety depth backed up so everyone man coverage is playing off. And then I can use some shading tricks that you couldn't otherwise do. So I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but let me explain. So first I press my coverage and I individually back up both outside corners. To do this, I hit coverage auto X, then the two receivers icons on the outside, but I'll do it at one at a time. So like we'll start square, and then I flick up on the right analog stick. I'll do the same thing on the right. The right is Calvin Johnson, and he circles, so bam. Now I got these guys backed up. So at this point, on offense, you're looking to yourself and being like, everyone's backed up a good 10-ish yards. I can throw quick routes. So this is where the game comes into play. This is where I like to bait people. I've backed up my coverage, but I'm going to actually shade my coverage underneath from being backed up. So another global coverage adjustment you can do is shading your coverage not just inside or out, but underneath or over the top. Over the top's obviously good for, routes down the field, but underneath gets crazy on the guys that want to spam quick flats, quick wheels, quick out slants, etc. So I'm going to shade my coverage underneath from a backed up alignment because when they see you backed up, they're not going to try to attack you deep. They're going to try to throw quick wheels to the running back, the outside receiver, maybe quick flats to the tight end, maybe quick slants or whatever to the slot. So I'm going to shade my coverage underneath now that I got everyone backed up. So let's see what happens now if someone tries to spam a quick wheel route to the slot, to the receiver, or maybe they're running back out the backfield, maybe throw a quick slant over the middle. What's going to happen when they try to spam these quick passes? Let's just see. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get picks. I tell you guys, this might be the most under-radar tip I've posted all year long because it's very tricky, but it gets results. You guys can see here, you got these dudes backed up. Of course, they're just going to throw quick passes, right? But, because you snap the ball, like everyone's backed up. But then to throw a quick pass, you kind of got to throw it immediately. So you don't realize, oh, no, that's about to be a pick until you throw the ball. You see the guy just breaking so aggressively, and you get a pick six. The only thing you need to worry about when you do this adjustment, I just showed you guys, so if I do the same adjustment, you guys see, it's already set up, by the way. I already have it set up, so it's really fast. You just got to get in practice mode to make sure you get it down, is watch out for the dudes that are manned up by safeties. So here, that's the running back and the slot receiver. Not worried about the running back because he's not going to do anything. He's coming out of the backfield. I'm worried about if I see a tight end or slot receiver manned up by a safety. So if I see that, I need to be aware of what's in his checking. And the reason for this is, granted, like I said, when people see this alignment, they're usually going to try to just throw like quick routes. But if they happen to have a deep route on the play, like this, like a deep crossing route or a deep streak route or something that's going deep down the field, because your guy's going to play so aggressive, only the safeties, by the way, just worry about the safeties. Because the safeties are going to play super, super aggressive, the outside corners are going to be, you don't have to worry about them as much. But because the safeties play so aggressive, if you see that guy that the safety's manned up as a tight end or a receiver, and he goes on anything deep, crosser, post, streak, you got to user it. Because if not, it could be a huge play, if not a touchdown. So knowing this, if I call this type of defense, and I'm watching what I'm doing at the snap is I'm literally watching the slot because I see that he's manned up by a safety. So then, see how the post or the crosser gets wide open? I got to go user that. So like in a game, like obviously I'd pick that off. It was hard to throw the ball and pick it off at the same time in practice mode, but that's why I'm running back there. So if they see that, I could just pick that off myself. Now, it's just little adjustments like this that are very important. Like again, you gotta know what defense you're in and what adjustments you need to make. But I promise you guys, you will get picks utilizing this tip. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this really does improve your man coverage. And if it did, smash that like button. Until next time, it's your boy Duke, and I'm out of here.